Hi, I'm Adam Pernod, Shropshire lad. Today I'm going to be cooking a whole Dutch yellowtail over fire on the Kadai fire bowl. So we're going to slowly roast this whole fish over coals, and we're going to use a big bed of sliced fennel, lemons, herbs and onions to protect it towards the end of the cook, and then finish it with a drop of Pernod. Okay, so this is obviously quite a big fish. It's like 3.5 kilos, very, very thick across the top here of the loin. So what we're going to do is going to put some incisions into that skin first of all. And this is firstly going to allow us to get some seasoning into the fish, but also it's going to help it to cook evenly all the way down. So in the thickest part, I put the deepest incisions, and as I run down towards the tail, we put less of an incision in, so that hopefully it's fairly even in the heat getting inside of those slits. Okay, next we're going to season liberally with sea salt, trying to get the salt into those cracks. Obviously this is the only way we're going to get seasoning into this fish and into the cavity as well. So plenty of salt. It looks like it's a lot on the surface. We're going to actually rub that off in a second, because my top tip for cooking any fish whole over fire, if you want the skin to remove from the grill and not stick, is to dry it off. Okay, so this salt is just going to draw out some of that moisture, season the fish. We're going to wipe most of it away, so don't be too alarmed by the amount of salt that you see going on. And if you think that that's all the salt that's going to get into that whole piece, you know, it's not a huge amount. If salt goes on, we're also going to hit it with a little bit of pepper. I'm just going to put some dill in the cavity, just again for some flavour from the inside. A little bit of parsley too, just to fill her up. And then I'm just going to take some kitchen roll, and I'm going to wipe off all of the excess salt from the skin and dry it off as much as I possibly can. And then all we need to do is take the whole fish, lift it, twist it towards the dry side. We're going to drop it straight onto the coals. Then we can dry the other side. Dutch Yellowtail is certified and approved as sustainable, environmentally friendly by the Aquaculture Stewardship Council, Best Aquaculture Practices and British Retail Consortium. Sometimes referred to as the Tesla of fish, these guys are really raising the bar in aquaculture tech innovation. Okay, so this has been on for a couple of minutes now. I can see that the coals are kind of starting to flare up a little bit, so it's time to turn it over. So always grab the spine and bring it towards you. You can roll it over, and as you'll see, where we've dried it, the skin all stays on. Okay, so all that skin is super crispy, okay, and intact. So easy, no oils needed. And then we're going to go back on to do the other side for a few minutes while we prepare what's going to go underneath. Right, now I'm going to take a whole bowl of fennel and just slice it into discs. This is actually going to be used as a protective layer as well as flavour for the underneath of this fish. If we try to cook the fish like this, straight on the coals, because it's such a thick piece of fish, the skin's going to burn before it's had time, so this is going to prevent that from happening. Okay, we're going to just chop some onions. We're just going to take the tops and the bottoms off, and then I'm not even going to take the skin off. We're just going to cut them in half and use those also to just protect that fish from that heat. And some slices of lemon. I'm going to load these onto the coals and build up our sort of protective vegetable steamer that we're creating to lay our fish back on to finish. The smells coming off this are incredible, and all of those smells are going to help to flavour this fish as it slowly cooks over those coals. And then we're just going to roll this fish back on to its bed. And that can just tick away. And the best way to know when your fish is cooked is to have a temperature probe. So we're going to check it as it cooks, and when we hit 60 degrees, it's time to pull it off and rest it. Okay, so I'm going to now turn this fish. It's quite important you treat it with care. It's a delicate piece of fish. So just gently get underneath it and just bring it towards you off the bed, and then just roll it. turns perfectly. So I'm going to just dress this asparagus with a little bit of rapeseed oil and a bit of salt. That's going to go straight onto the grill. And then this fish is nearly done. So just to finish the fish now, we're going to just drizzle it with a little bit of Pernod. And that's going to just flambe that fish. Give it an amazing crust and flavour. Okay, so just looking in these incisions here, you see that it's almost cooked, slightly under, almost medium rare in the middle. This fish is known mostly for being used in sushi, so it's absolutely okay to serve it completely raw, and I quite like it to be a little bit slightly under, so this for me is ready to come off. I'm going to just finish this with a final sprinkle of salt, some dill, and a big old squeeze of lemon. And that is what you call a barbecue showstopper of a fish. It smells absolutely insane. I cannot wait to get stuck into it. Oh my God. If you haven't tried Dutch Yellowtail, get some ordered. It is delicious. Wow. Mind blown. If you want to try these, you can pick them up from Whole Foods Market in the UK, and you can go to dutchyellowtail.com for more recipe inspiration and to learn more about the farm. Get right on it, guys. This stuff is insane.